Hey tribe, and welcome back to Soul Sense Empowerment. Today we are talking about holistic self-care. This is the Soul Sense framework. We live in a world that usually glorifies hustle and business and being productive. So self-care is an important activity we have to keep if we want to be more productive members of our society. And self-care is a sacred act of love, of self-love, and of love extended to others. So let me give you a little background on how Soul Sense framework was developed. A few years ago, I was going through a very difficult time. This affected my life in so many ways, and despite all my training in psychology and mental health and experience in research, I found myself in deep psychological agony. So what did I do? I took up therapy with a CBT specialist. We discussed my situations, we identified some negative thought patterns, and together we developed some strategies to help me change or to cope. One of those strategies was self-care, and it worked for a while, but somewhere in my gut I felt like there was something missing. And at the time I couldn't put my finger on what was missing because I was still navigating a shitstorm of a life, to be honest. So fast forward a few years, and I went into metaphysical studies and realized what was missing. I needed to draw inwards to find what needs within me were not being met. I created my own holistic self-care framework that I think goes beyond surface level wellness and into deep soul or spirit aligned healing. I've been using it for the last 2 years. And if this is something that resonates with you, you can gently integrate it into your already existing self-care routines. But first, let's talk about the self-care aspects that everybody is familiar with. This is what I call the 5 traditional pillars or aspects of self-care. This is the physical, your diet, sleep, exercise, your intellectual, how you stimulate your mind by reading or being curious, your social aspect, how you nurture your connections and relationships, and your emotional self-care aspect, how you express yourself, how you name your emotions, how you honor them, and how you release them. And then the spiritual self-care. This is how you connect to something greater than yourself, whether it's God, the universe, or Mount Kenya. This connection is what anchors everything. And these are absolutely essential aspects of self-care, and they are beneficial in so many ways. For example, in your mental and emotional health, your physical health, your social connections. So having a solid self-care routine improves overall life quality by bringing back a balance to your mind, to your body, and your spirit. But for me, as someone who lives at the intersection of psychology and metaphysics, I've come to see there are other aspects of self-care that are just as important, yet almost overlooked or not even researched. This is because these are invisible, they are not tangible, they are not something you can say, this is it. And what I found after I developed this and been using them, what I discovered was when I pay attention to these aspects of self-care, the 5 we've already discussed are always almost taking of themselves. So there's the energy field, self-care. This is the care of your unseen self, your energy field. You can be eating well, meditating daily, exercising, but you still feel heavy and tired. This is because you expend energy or absorb energy that doesn't do you any good. From people, from situations, from places you visit, from the social media content you consume. All of these take energy off you and they leave a mark. And obviously this is life, we cannot isolate ourselves so that we protect our energy field. What is of concern is what we do after these interactions or situations. So think of your energy field like the gas tank in your car. Every time you interact with someone or go through conflict or holding space for someone, you are using up fuel, your emotional and spiritual energetic field. You are not going to be able to see it. You cannot see it depleting, but you can absolutely feel it. The heaviness you feel after certain conversations, the mental fog you feel after a hectic day, or the unexplained tiredness even after sleeping for 8 hours. So most of us are constantly giving us energy, but never refilling the tank. Energetic self-care is how you refill the tank. So what does energetic self-care mean? This is about cleansing your energy field and removing any unwanted residue. And for me, this is how I reset, refill, and cleanse my energy field, having daily energy check-ins. Take 1 minute after every interaction or at the end of the day and ask yourself, what did I gain or lose from that interaction? If you're holding space for someone who is grieving, for example, ask yourself, what is mine to carry? And what can I do to replenish the energy I've given? Maybe you can listen to a soothing song or watch a comedy. But simply naming it brings it into your awareness. And awareness is the first step to clearing. Number 2, you can use salt water. This is by soaking your feet or body in warm salty water, because salt absorbs negative energy and neutralizes the field. You can do this after any draining interactions or emotional conversations. Number 2, visualizing. Close your eyes and imagine a golden white light pouring over you from head to toe, clearing away any negative or heavy energy. This might take a minute or so, but it can instantly shift your energy. You can also inhale this light and visualize it cleansing you from inside, and you exhale the unwanted energies. For this energetic self-care, you can do this every time you have a conversation with someone, or you hold space for somebody, or you watch news that really take the life out of you. The other aspect is the shadow self-care. Shadow work is a huge topic. Maybe in the future we might do some work on that. But in a nutshell, shadow work is a process of exploring the hidden aspect of our psyche, the shadow self. This is what Carl Jung described as the unconscious aspect of our personality that we have rejected. So shadow self-care is about sitting with these aspects of ourselves: the jealousy, the resentment, the judgment, the fear, the negative emotions. We all have these things. And this is not about fixing them, it's about listening, because these shadows exist to teach us something. Our personality is made up of so many parts. Some are obvious, and especially the nice ones, the kind, smart, capable parts we are proud to show to the world. These are our primary selves, but for every good or bright self we show to the world, there is an equal and opposite self that we have repressed or rejected, and this lives in the shadow. So how do you do shadow self-care? By looking outside of yourself to the people or situation that trigger you, that trigger very strong emotions from within. The people who light you up or get under your skin often reveal parts of you that are hidden or rejected. And this is not about blame, it's about integration. Once you see these hidden parts, you can start to work with them, not against them. And this is the process that I used based on the teachings of Hal and Sid Stone, and I invite you to give it a try. You can take a pen and paper and just write your answers. First question I ask myself is, describe your best friend. What qualities do they have that you love? Could this reflect parts of you you are comfortable showing, or maybe even parts of you you don't fully own yet? Number 2, name someone you deeply respect. What qualities do they have that inspire you, and why? Could these be values you want to express? Number 3, name someone whose talent you admire. Are you seeing potential in them that you've been denying yourself? Number 4, who irritates you the most in life, in work, at home? What traits of them that irritates you? Which parts of you have you disowned because you were taught they are bad or unacceptable? And then you see the traits in someone and it irritates you. What traits in yourself are you constantly trying to eliminate? Often these are shadow traits you've been taught to be ashamed of, but they may hold lessons or wisdom when brought into the light. Another question is, who in the media brings out your criticism? What about them bothers you? Is it their confidence? Is it their loudness? Is it their vanity? Could this reflect a part of yourself that you have repressed? And finally, which politician do you like the least and why? Even here, your emotional reactions point to something within. What value do you feel is being violated by this politician? What trait do you fear or reject? Remember, the shadow is not dangerous or bad. It's just a part of ourselves that we have not acknowledged. The more you understand and embrace it, the less control it has over your reactions. Having a shadow self-care routine is a stepping stone into deep shadow work. Remember, you are not judging yourself for having shadows. Be gentle when inviting them into the light. Listen, integrate, and then reclaim your full self. The other aspect is the ancestors' self-care. Whether we like it or not, or we acknowledge it or not, we do carry some energetic echoes from our ancestors. Ancestral self-care means identifying inherited patterns, good or bad, and honoring the wisdom of our ancestors, choosing what ends with us and what continues through us, and what we invent moving forward. And I think this is extremely powerful and important because whether we see it or not, we have absorbed traumas from those who came before us. This is how I do my own ancestral self-care. So you can take a pen and paper and do it with me and answer some of the following questions or all of the following questions. What are the unwritten rules in your family? For example, we don't talk about feelings, we don't talk about money, you must work hard, you must be strong no matter what, showing your emotions is a sign of weakness. And then ask yourself, where did this rule come from? Is it serving me or anyone? What would it mean to release it?